This is Mission Control Houston. If you're just tuning in, we are standing by for confirmation of the hatch opening between the International Space Station and the Crew Dragon.
Oh, this is it. You know what's so crazy about this is, like, I bet like every little bit of that.
There's the hatch to the Crew Dragon.
Oh, there they
Seeing
are.
Doug Hurley through the glass on the other side.
Wow.
Equalizing that pressure between the Crew Dragon and International Space Station just moments away.
Oh shit, here we go. I wonder if they brought any gifts. What if they just come in and they like start floating in and they're like smiling with like a six-pack and a Playboy. Like, hey! I mean, I guess that probably wouldn't happen, but it would be fucking funny if it did. They forgot the key? Shit, bro, we gotta go back. I wonder what space exploration is gonna be like in like 300, 500 years. You guys ever wonder that? Like, is this gonna be normal? That's so fucking crazy to think, man. Probably by that time, Trump will have started World War III, and, we'll be now, at that time, 500 years from now, about rediscovering bronze? Maybe iron. Not quite smelting steel yet, yeah. Like, first figuring things out, man. Mars is actually planned to be 5 years old. I don't know, man. Hopefully... Wow, dude. We won't be able to walk on the planet because it'll be floating around. Oh,
and with that, shit. The hatch is open. 12:02 p.m. Central Time, 1:02 p.m. Eastern.
What about moon time?
Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley opened the hatch to the International Space Station after launching from American soil on a U.S. vehicle for the first time in 9 years. The first time ever for a commercially built spacecraft.
Wow. Let's see him, dude.
International Space Station Commander Chris Cassidy now talking with Doug Hurley and Bob Behnken aboard the Crew Dragon spacecraft. That hatch opened at 12:02 p.m. Central, 1:02 p.m. Eastern.
So what are they going to do there? They just going to party or what?
SpaceX Dragon on the big loop. The hatch is open in 5.5, 4.40.
The hell out. Yeah. Hang out, man. Just
copy.
chill.
The hatch is open. Great to hear. Thanks.
Wow.
And SpaceX Dragon in 5.9, we're going to exit out of 4.400 and transition to 2.102 Crew Dragon ISS arrival through the hatch opening.
I copy. With that, I understand you are complete with 4.400.
Look at that teamwork. They're both clicking on the same one. They're like, yep. And the other goes, yep, that's right. Imagine they just open Twitch and watch the stream.
It'll be the first time that Americans will enter the International Space Station on a rocket launched from U.S. soil, built by an American company. The first time ever Americans will enter from a commercially built spacecraft.
That's the crazy thing to me, man. I just feel like how many people can afford to go to the moon, man? How much do they charge to go to the moon? $20? Fuck, dude, that's gonna be awesome. Let's go.
Now, and arrival configuration complete. Excellent to hear.
Oh, there they are.
Houston copies. And with that, Endeavour, welcome to the International Space Station. Please come aboard.
Oh my God, there it is, dude. There it is, dude.
Behnken from SpaceX Demo 2 mission entering the International Space Station.
There it is.
Followed by Doug Hurley.
Holy shit, man. That was really good timing, you're right. God damn. They're probably so fucking glad to get out of that little ass rocket, man.
Houston, this station, we are ready for the event.
There we go.
Copy that. And sir, Administrator Bridenstine, welcome to MCC. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is the NASA Administrator. Can you hear me?
There it is.
We hear you loud and clear, sir. Welcome to the space station.
Thank you, Chris. It's good to see you. And welcome to Bob and Doug. I will tell you, the whole world saw this mission, and we are so proud of everything you have done for our country, and in fact, to inspire the world.
There it is. The guy in the back's just nodding his head.
We sure appreciate that, sir. It's obviously been our honor to be just a small part of this. We have to give credit to SpaceX, the Commercial Crew Program, and of course NASA. It's great to get the United States back in the crewed launch business, and
All right.
we're just really glad to be on board this magnificent complex.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Well, we have some VIPs with us here, and I'm sure they have some questions that they'd like to ask you.
Oh,
but,
we
I
got
have one
old
of my own
Lion
before I
Ted.
turn it over. And I just wanted to
Old
find out
Lion
if you
Ted.
guys got any sleep on your way up there the last,
All right, great.
I'd say I got 19 hours. Did you guys get any sleep?
The Zodiac Killer, okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks in Hawthorne were asking the same question, sir, but we did get probably a good 7 hours or so opportunity for sleep, and I did succeed at sleep, and Doug did as well. So the first
Succeed at
night is
sleep.
always a little bit of a challenge, but
that how
the
astronauts
Dragon
talk?
was a slick vehicle, and we had good airflow, and so we had a excellent evening, and just excited to be back in low Earth orbit again.
That's good.
Amazing. Well,
Amazing.
one of the people that is here with us today is Senator Ted Cruz, and of course he's a huge advocate of America's space program, and he's been somebody who has helped us so much as we transition from one administration to the next administration. And the reason missions like this can have success is because of continuity of purpose. And Senator Ted Cruz was a leader on a bill called the the NASA Transition Authorization Act.
Of course.
And because of that, we have had a lot of political support, and we're very grateful for his leadership. Senator Cruz, would you like to say a few words?
Well, congratulations, gentlemen. The eyes of the world are upon you, and everyone is proud of you. All of
He's using an old
America
phone.
is watching you. And today and yesterday represent big days. We're looking at a decade since we've had American astronauts launched on an American ship
Line go all the
from
way up
American soil. And I can tell you, I sat with my wife and kids in our living room watching on TV yesterday, and I suspect we did what just about everyone watching did, including both of you. We just held our breath as it took off.
Yeah.
And we're glad to see you've landed safely. We're glad to see you've docked. And so let me ask you, that Dragon is
Man,
it's
Ted,
an
get
amazing
your fucking
vehicle.
mic off the
How does she
mouth
handle?
off the mic. Jesus, Ted. Come on.
It's
got his mouth on the fucking
just
mic.
like it was supposed to. It was we had a couple opportunities to take it out for a spin, so to speak. Once after we got into orbit last night, and again today about 20 minutes before we docked. And my compliments to the folks back at Hawthorne and SpaceX for how well it flew. It is exactly like the simulator, and we couldn't be happier about the performance of the vehicle.
Exactly like the simulator. How about that?
What do you guys hope to accomplish in your time on the International Space Station?
Well, while we're on board the space station, of course, with the new spacecraft, we do hope to put her through her paces, and so the good ship Endeavour is going to get a lot of checkout over the next week or two here, and hopefully we'll be able to declare her operational, and Doug and I will be able to take some burden off of Chris and his crewmates, Ivan and Anatoly, so that we can keep the space station operating at its peak possibilities. So we're looking forward to contributing any way that we can, and like I said, trying to keep space station as productive as possible.
As a country, we're in the midst of a tough week. We're seeing protests, we're seeing a lot of anger, we're seeing violence. And I have to say, this launch and y'all's docking is a powerful inspiration of what we can do when we come together, of the power of unity, the power of ingenuity. And so I guess the last question I would ask you is
that's okay.
since
Yeah,
you
that's
have
all right.
the opportunity to address, in particular, all the young people in America, what would you tell them in terms of what we can do when we can come together?
You know, that's a great question. 9 years ago, just about exactly 9 years ago, we docked with Atlantis on STS-135, the last
It wasn't
flight
as bad
of the
as I
Space
thought it
Shuttle
was gonna be.
program, a 30-year program. And folks at
certainly
SpaceX,
wasn't.
folks at NASA, the Commercial Crew Program put their heads together and worked diligently year after year, making sacrifices, working hard. And then 9 years later, American launch capability was restored, and this is just one effort that we can show for the ages in this dark time that we've had over the past several months, to kind of inspire especially the young people in the United States to reach for these lofty goals and work hard and look what you can accomplish.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That's good.
You said that the craft, the Dragon, handled very well, but I wanted to see how it compares with the space shuttle. If one of you would address that, I would appreciate it.
Well, thank you, sir. It certainly has been a long endeavor for us and our namesake spacecraft. We're proud to have her on board the International Space Station after all that the teams around the country and across America have done to get us here today.
I have no idea.
As far as a comparison with the space shuttle, both Doug and I took a few minutes while we were accomplishing the approach and docking to, in our spare time, talk a little bit about it. We were surprised a little bit at how smooth things were off the pad. The space shuttle is a pretty rough ride heading into orbit with the solid rocket boosters.
So it sucks.
And our expectation was, as we continued with the flight into second stage, that things would basically get a lot smoother than the space shuttle did. But Dragon was huffing and puffing all the way into orbit, and we were definitely driving or riding a Dragon all the way up. And so it was not quite the same ride, the smooth ride, as the space shuttle was up to MECO. A little bit less G's, but a little bit more alive is probably the best way I would describe it.
We're scared shitless? Yeah.
No? Sounds good.
Bob, what is MECO?
Sorry, I have to apologize for actually using the term MECO. It's a little bit confusing between the space shuttle and the Dragon vehicle. So it's a main engine cutoff is what MECO stands for. Those happened at different times in flight for the two vehicles. For the space shuttle, that was when you were all the way in orbit. For Dragon, that was just a little bit after 2 minutes. And then we had the single engine cutoff for second stage when we achieved orbit. So that time under the single engine under Dragon with one engine was more of an experience than the shuttle was for that 6.5 minutes or so that we were under that second stage motor.
Is that a calculator?
I would just like to say, in fact, Doug, did you have something you wanted to add there?
Bro, nobody's playing games over there. Like nobody's on Minesweeper or anything. Playing solitaire.
They're very, very proud of their son.
Damn, they take this shit seriously. Oh, think about that. Nobody's on
cool.
solitaire or anything.
Hopefully they enjoyed the launch. I know for parents, it can probably be pretty nerve-wracking for them to experience a launch. This was their third, so I'm glad everything went okay, and hopefully it was a good show. We haven't obviously heard or seen any video yet, but we're looking forward to seeing the launch replayed sometime.
I can assure you that it was a great show. It was one of the treats of my lifetime, I would have to say, and many other folks that were sitting there looking all across the country and even the world.
And I can tell you, as Senator Cruz said, we've gone through some really rough times over the last few days. And to have that successful launch, the public-private partnership between NASA and SpaceX,
that's good.
and you guys being so well-trained and having it go off without a hitch was a tremendous blessing for our country. And I can't tell you how many emails and communications I've gotten from people
dude.
Who were so disturbed by what's been going on, transpiring around the country, to have the great news and the wonderful liftoff and everything going without a hitch. So I just want to say God bless both of you. Thank you so very much. Bless the rest of you folks up there.
Jesus,
as well.
man.
Thank our Russian partners. And thank you, Chris. Y'all are all in our prayers, and we're looking forward to seeing you successfully complete your mission and back on safely on Earth. God bless.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and just so you guys are aware, the show was in fact spectacular. The ratings on NASA TV beat everyone else. Not just some of them, it beat all of them, and that includes, just so everybody is aware, the whole world saw this. It trended #1 on Twitter. It was the #1 thing talked about on social media in general. This was an amazing moment.
You're Twitter famous, guys.
It represents a transition in how we do space flight from the United States of America. NASA is not going to purchase, own, and operate rockets and capsules the way we used to. We're going to partner with commercial industry for access to low Earth orbit, and those partnerships are going to enable our providers to get customers that are not NASA and drive down our costs. And we're going to have numerous providers that are competing on cost and innovation and safety. And we're going to have more access to low Earth orbit than ever before. And this business model, now that it's been proven on commercial resupply of the International Space Station, now commercial crew to the International Space Station, this model is going to apply, and I know Senator Cruz has this near and dear to him, when we go to the moon. And of course, when we go to the moon, it's going to be done because of the great people here at the Johnson Space Center and so many other centers
going to the moon.
The United States of America. But when we go to the moon, we're going to land on the surface of the moon with commercial landers. And of course, we're very proud of the Commercial Lunar Payload Services Program being managed right here out of the Johnson Space Center as well, so that we can take small payloads to the surface of the moon. And all of this is leading up to an amazing day where we have humans living and working for long periods of time on the surface of the moon, but doing it with a purpose.
Why?
And that purpose, of course, is to go to Mars. Humanity is going to explore more and be able to go further than ever before because of the public-private partnerships. We all know that if the government is creating the demand and the government is creating the supply, we will always be limited. But when we have partners that are interested in exploring commercially and doing the things that are necessary, to get capital investment, then we're all going to end up better. So I want to just say the whole world saw this. This is a new era in human space flight, and we are so grateful for the service of not just our 2 astronauts that embarked on this mission, but the 100,000-plus people that participate in it, in this mission, everything from the suppliers to the main contractors, to the NASA team, the SpaceX team. What an amazing day for our country and, in fact, for the world. I'm going to turn it over for a second to my deputy, Jim Morehard, who's been a great deputy at NASA.
Gentlemen, congratulations.
Holy shit, man.
You mentioned going to the moon. And yesterday and today, you've inspired the
Bro, they're already talking about the moon now.
Generation.
God
damn. That's what this is about. It's really bringing the children that we've got and our grandchildren forward. So they'll be the ones that are going into deep space.
Moon DLC?
This is the dawn of a new era. And we just thank you for being at the beginning of it. Thank you so much.
Damn, that's the best one. He said what he's going to say, and he shut the fuck up.
It was absolutely our pleasure, but it's just a huge team effort across the board from SpaceX to NASA that made this all happen. We were just the lucky guys that got to fly the rocket yesterday.
That's true. There's a lot of dudes made it happen.
I have a question for Chris Cassidy. You know, our crew here decided to be about 3 days late. You got to work them overtime, I presume, now to get them caught up on all the activities that they missed out on. Any plans for them?
Cleaning, probably.
Well, the day they missed out on was a good one for them to skip. It was Saturday house cleaning, but I took care of it for them. We'll catch up next weekend. But in all seriousness, we've got a few things to take care of tonight. Make sure we're all safe.
Exciting.
And we know the plan in case something bad happens. And then
fucking
we're looking forward to
chores,
some
dude.
operational stuff later in the month. Maybe we'll get outside and do some spacewalks. And our efforts in these coming weeks will be in that effort. So we're all super excited to have 2 more.
They gotta do their space dailies, dude.
Team.
Awesome. And of course, here in Houston, this is the home of the astronaut office, and the Johnson Space Center is led by Mark Geyer, and I'm going to turn it over to Mark for a few comments.
Thank you, Jim. Hey, it's great to see all of you there. Good to see you, Bob and Doug. I know we talked a few days ago. You look a little taller than I remember you. And but I also want to thank Anatoly and Iman and of course Chris for what you guys have been doing since you all arrived.
Yeah.
And I know there's been a ton to do, and you've been really busy, and I appreciate that. So I also like this visual
good one, bro.
of our international partnership. We have had a tremendous partnership with Roscosmos.
I heard like NASA astronauts can't be over like 6 foot or something.
And but it is nice to see crew arrive from this
You
side
grow
of
in
the
space?
station, so that was pretty cool after 9 years. I did have one question for
All
Chris,
right.
though. What might you do to ensure that Bob and Doug stay longer? Do you have any strategy there?
Okay.
Well, we'll slow down the rate of which I'm eating food, and maybe we can stretch out our consumables a little bit. But
consumables.
That's a great question. We'll have to come up
Just
with
like the
some
words they
conniving
use,
scheme here
man.
in the next few days.
The words they
Thank you.
use.
Thanks, guys. Look forward to greeting the 3 of you eventually back in Ellington after your work is complete. Thank you.
And of course, Mark Geyer has an amazing deputy, Vanessa Weiss, if you'd like to come and say a few words.
Another one. Okay.
Thank you, Jim. Hi, guys. You look really good. I just want to say on behalf of everybody here, we just want to thank you. It was an amazing launch, and we love seeing the docking. You guys all look really good. Just thank you for all that you're doing, and we can't wait for you to return, but not too soon. Station wants you to get a lot of work done, so looking forward to all of that.
Damn, they gotta go to work now?
God bless.
Fuck, bro.
Well, Bob and Doug, just so you're aware, I'm being given the wrap signal. Doug, did you have something to say before we wrap it up?
Thank you. They're giving him the rap symbol.
No,
all right,
we're
let's
just
go,
happy
bro.
to be here, and Chris is going to put us to work, and hopefully we will fit in and not mess too many things up.
I have no doubt that you guys are going to do amazing work. I just want you to know the president came to the launch, and the vice president came to the launch. About half the cabinet was at the launch. We had members of Congress and members of the Senate from both sides of the aisle, and this was an amazing moment of unity for the nation. It was an amazing moment for the whole world to look up in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic and some other challenges. We were able to have this very, very special moment.
You could tell they already talked ahead of time about what they would call like the riots, and they decided to call it other challenges because they're all using the same term.
And the SpaceX team gave us that opportunity.
They're all
and
using
for
the
that
same
we
term.
are so grateful. I would also be remiss as the NASA administrator if I didn't promote what comes next. And of course, this is the beginning.
Oh, here we go.
We are now launching to low Earth orbit again, but we will soon be going to the moon. We will be going to the moon sustainably with commercial partners and international partners. We're going to use the resources of the moon to learn how to live and work for long periods of time. Ultimately, we're going to take all of that knowledge and we're going to go to Mars. And of course, this time when we go to the moon, we go with a very diverse, highly qualified astronaut corps that includes women, which is why we call the program Artemis, named after the twin sister of Apollo, and she, in Greek mythology, was the goddess of the moon. This is the beginning.
Okay, all right, that's clever.
So much more to come, and I'm glad that our representatives of the Johnson Space Center are here because we're going to be asking them to fund this project. And what an amazing day that you guys have given us. So thank you from not just
it's
me
like that
and
puts
the
them on the
people
spot,
here,
you know?
but from the United States of America
Puts them on the spot.
and people all around the world. I'm more popular on Twitter than I've ever been, and it's because of you guys. Thank you.
To the crew on the International Space Station.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Chris, we ask that you just hold your position for a few minutes. There's, of course, a number of photos we'd like to take. And then a quick note for those down here in the room. To Senator Cruz, Congressman Bobbin, Administrator Brian, Director
This
Geyer,
is great.
and all of our distinguished visitors, thank you for your participation in today's historic event, and thank you for the leadership that has enabled it.
All right. They're just sitting there, man. They're like, yep, there it is. Yeah, now what? All right, so listen. Them going to the moon. I mean, like, going to the moon. Wow.